Сейчас вот так вот сделаем. Так, так. И... Вот, все. Идеально. Так, ну что, загрузить игру, загрузить... Вот это, да, момент. Ну, в принципе, сердце я здесь сломала, вот, так что все отлично. Так, теперь нам, видимо, надо отдать эти таблетки вот этой бабе. Я предлагаю, что ей дать изоленту.
Shall we swap our name bands?
I don't mind, really. I'll give it to you if you get me the red stuff.
Ага.
What do you say?
I thought nurses give it to you anyway.
No, not that. I'm talking about the real thing. Something you can only get in the world of dreams. Now that is something special.
Так, ну хорошо, у меня есть это. Отдать. Некому мне тут отдать. Как-то некому. Отдать.
I've found the thing you asked me for, but are you absolutely certain it won't harm you?
Don't be silly. Of course it won't.
Fine. I hope you know what you're doing. Can I have your name band now, please?
Yes. No matter what they say, I do keep my promises.
What do they... You know what? It doesn't matter. Thank you for your help.
Так, игру потише, окей, хорошо, без проблем. О, бедные в Бармахе добавляют спам, а Бриджсайд вообще никто не добавляет. Два фаравелона нашли друг друга. Тебя не дразнит. А вы знаете, вот честно скажу, что меня тоже добавляют вот всякие там мужики, тянки, тоже ради спама. Мне это тоже обидно. Но мне со мной никто не хочет дружить. Так, пошлите.
Please do not touch these.
Так.
They are all confidential documents.
Привет, Андрюша.
Yeah? Well, maybe you shouldn't leave them out on the desk for everyone to see.
If you are looking for something to read, we have some magazines for patients here.
Thanks, but I think I'll pass.
Так, как же мне теперь... Как же мне теперь взять это? Под подушкой нет ничего интересного. Посмотреть, подушка выглядит грязной. Две ленты у меня. Что же можно сделать с перчатками? И с... Пора устроить версию в туалете. Слушай, ну неплохо, неплохо. Спасибо, что мне ко мне спам добавляется в таком случае. То ли сказал на русском, то ли... Брюссель, да, я говорила, что я сегодня скачала пиратку специально на русском, потому что ты сам видел, что это вообще удаляет читать. Туалет. Использовать, смыть, открыть крышку. Открыть крышку. Туалет. Смыть. И сейчас мы засорим ее. Да. Ежешь. Сейчас мы нажмем. Она придет. Я скажу, у вас там засорилось там. Привет, Рифак.
Someone is coming.
Have you rang the bell? Is there an emergency?
The toilet's blocked.
What? Well, that's hardly an emergency.
It is when you need to use it urgently, like I do.
I see. Fine, I'll sort it out. Just give me a minute.
Блин, Фок Хуман, спасибо за
Sick
подсказку.
gloves again. I guess I'll have to get my hands
Привет,
dirty
Дюха.
since the cleaner's called in sick.
Ты давай там, работай, а я пошла. Это Джокер синего. No. Взять. Да, вот что мне нужно наконец отправиться домой. Отлично, теперь мы можем это показать охранникам.
Sorry, Mom, can't let you through. We'll need to see a discharge letter from your doctor first.
Here. Are you happy now?
Yes, that seems fine. Can I just check your name band to confirm that you are indeed Anne Burton?
Oh, all right. I didn't realize you knew how to read.
Мы вышли
There you
из
go.
этого, из
Can I go
психушки.
now?
Of course. Thank you, Mum. We'll see you soon.
No, you won't. Now get out of my way.
Get out of my way. А что у нас тут? Войти. Она закрыта. Ок. Дверь открыть. Она закрыта. Окей. Я, кстати, прямо.
And you must be Susan Ashworth.
Well, perhaps I am.
Do you mind if I ask you where you're heading to?
I was just going for a little walk, stretch my legs, get some fresh air. Give it a rest. I'm not
Run,
going
girl,
anywhere.
run.
Miss Ashworth, please relax. There's been a mistake. You have been prescribed wrong medication. I apologize sincerely on behalf of my team and the hospital. But luckily we managed to spot it on time.
Сейчас мне пропишут, блин,
On time.
сильнодействующий какой-нибудь.
You have no idea what I've been through.
Once again, I'm truly sorry. I promise no more drugs will be given to you.
Да.
I personally guarantee you will have a good, peaceful sleep tonight, and you can be discharged in the morning.
Why can't I go tonight? I want to go now.
I'm really sorry, but we can't legally discharge suicidal patients without a full psychiatric assessment. It's too late for it now, but I promise we'll have a chat in my office first thing in the morning, okay? And then you can go home. Is that all right?
I haven't really got much choice, have I?
Now I'd like to ask you some questions about your life, Susan. You might find them very personal, but it's important that you answer me as honestly as possible.
Fine. Let's get it over with then, shall we?
Блин, давайте уже быстрее.
I'd like
Хочу
to go
продолжить.
home
Я
at
хочу
last.
выйти из этой
Of
психушки.
course, I understand.
Или кажется, блин,
So,
сэр.
Susan,
Больница.
let's see.
В
Are
наших
you
даже
living
бы,
alone
если бы
at the
перепутали бы, не
moment?
сказали бы, поили бы дальше.
I live on my own, and it suits me just fine. I don't need anyone. People mostly bore me.
For
Sometimes they
revelation.
annoy me or upset me. I'm happy with how things are at the moment. I have my little bit of space, and it's my own. It's
Он забыл
private.
сказать, что
I'd like to
она
keep
живет
it
одна
that
и
way.
еще кошки.
What do you do for a living?
Кем мы работаем? Ну, мне кажется, говорить, что я в поисках работы, суицидальник, я сейчас живу одна. Мне кажется, меня не отпустят. Я лучше буду с
I'm a
работой.
waitress. I work in a cafe.
You do? Do you like it?
It's okay. I don't mind it. It's just a
Привет,
job.
Адам Хёрд.
It's important to keep busy. I'd advise you get back to work as soon as next week.
I will.
Describe to me what your mornings look like. What is the first thing you do each day?
Блин, а как вот если бы как мой день начинается? Ну, я просыпаюсь, иду готовить завтраки. Я обычно ем либо сухой завтрак, либо бутерброды с кофе, либо яичницу. Все зависит от количества продуктов в холодильнике. Пью крепкий кофе и курю на балконе, это слишком вредно. Завтракаю крупой, как правило.
I eat breakfast. Cereal usually.
Excellent. A healthy breakfast at the start of the day is extremely important. Would you say that you feel safer at home than outside?
Так, сейчас, ну хорошо, давай я могу пофиксить это. Убрать чатик. Только, правда, не знаю, куда его можно будет деть. Давай, наверное. Привет, Астикола. Куда бы чатик-то деть? Так, чтобы не сграживал ничего. Сюда, наверное, давайте. Так, я думаю, так не совсем вообще... Да, я думаю, так.
Yeah, I suppose. It's not really about safety. I've just felt sad for a long time now. Really sad, you know? Somehow it brings me down even more when I go out and see all those happy, successful people. It makes me feel more like a
теперь её не
failure.
видно.
If I don't see it, it doesn't hurt that much.
What do you think is missing in your life? Or rather, what is one thing that you think would make your life better?
Енота мне не хватает. Тут есть такой вариант? Не хватает енота. Слушайте, ну... Привет, Саймон. Может, просто убрать чат? Да нет, я уже не смогу сейчас без чата. Сделай прозрачным. Слушай, с этим у меня проблематично. Сейчас попробуем. Над вебка норм, так вот нормально, да? Блин, у меня все зависло. Ну-ка, если так. Я попробую еще прозрачнее сделать. Слушай, ну если только так вот. Потому что чат вообще тогда будет невидим. Нормально? Привет, Фаусткив. Нет, я не могу себе это ограничить. Я считаю, что так нормально. Да? Мне непрозрачная вебка больше нравилась. Ну, там просто, понимаешь, они бы тогда уходили бы на вебку. То есть ты бы не видел бы сообщение. Хотя... Ладно. Так, наверное, было больше денег, хороший друг, кому могла бы довериться. Я знаю, это глупо, но хотела бы лучше выглядеть. Что за... Что можно было сражать, причин двигаться дальше. Ну, наверное, скорее всего, это. Чтобы был хоть какой-то мотиватор в моей жизни.
You know, a reason to go on.
There's always a reason to live. Sometimes we just don't see it that clearly.
Well, Doctor, I must have gone all blind then,
Так,
because I
нормально
can't
вам?
see any.
Have you ever attended group therapy for depression or some other form of
Спасибо,
counseling?
Ки. Мне кажется, ты играешь, отвечает, то есть не только вот героя, то есть как сам человек хотел бы ответить на эти вопросы. Все отлично.
Yes, it didn't help much, as you can see.
Just something to think about. I can see you're really willing to open up and talk about your issues. That's a positive sign.
I haven't really talked about my feelings for a long time.
You're doing very well so far. Do you have problems sleeping?
У меня редко проблемы со
Rarely.
сном.
I sleep well most nights. If anything, I probably sleep too much.
Вот прям как я.
Would you describe for me how you feel at the moment?
Definitely better than before the
Привет, Диворс.
accident.
Good. Hopefully you can now move on from here. With a bit of luck you will enjoy life again. Suicide attempts often have that effect on people. Same as near-death experience. It makes you realize that you're not ready to die yet. Do you find it hard to concentrate?
Нет.
No, not really.
Do you drink alcohol, Susan?
Ты здесь как бы ее историю сама пишешь по всем этим... Ну, я поняла, я говорю, что это очень круто в этом плане, что ты сидишь, вроде бы задают твоему главному герою вопрос, на самом деле ты отвечаешь на эти вопросы, то есть как бы ты хотел, чтобы это было у главной героини, то есть практически ты отвечаешь, как будто тебе задают вопросы, ты сам на них отвечаешь. Вот, привет, фраз, привет, запром.
No.
That's good. Alcohol is a powerful depressant.
I never really liked drinking.
Excellent. Sometimes when life gets too much and people feel sad or upset, they think about
да.
suicide. Do you often think about suicide?
Нет.
Well, I used to think about it sometimes.
Да.
Don't you think about it when you're really down?
Susan, I'm a psychiatrist. My job is to talk people
У
out
меня
of
такое ощущение,
it.
как будто я прохожу
Would you ask a fireman
психоанализ
if he
с
ever
чатиком,
thinks
то
about
есть чатик за
setting
мной
fire
наблюдает.
to his house?
I suppose not.
Привет, Пикус.
But I'm sure lots of people have times when they do think about it.
I couldn't say, Susan. The statistics show that men are 3 times more likely than women to commit suicide. That puts you in the minority. But of course, that's missing the point. Suicide is never the solution. There's always a way of solving whatever problem you might have.
I realize that now.
Please, in your own words, try to explain to me, why did you really try to take your own life, Susan?
Минуту, ребят. Дропы. Хорошо, если так сделаю. Пикус, привет тебе еще раз. Вот, я помню про твое желание, я обязательно все это пройду, но чуть-чуть попозже, хорошо? Вчера у нас были маленькие проблемы, вот, мы не могли. Я не могла запустить даже стрим, вот, поэтому сори. Я обязательно пройду. Что хотел сказать этим суицидом? Наверное, вот это.
It was just a sudden impulse. I'm ashamed of it now. I had a really rotten day, you know? I felt like I was suffocating between the 4 walls of my bedroom. It just would get worse and worse. By the afternoon, I realized I cried for the past 3 hours. I didn't even know I'd been crying until I went to the bathroom and saw my face in the mirror. I looked like a ghost. I looked like I was dead already, you know? And then I saw the sleeping pills. I thought, why not? And I did it.
Do you feel as if you're a burden, or that life isn't worth living?
Not anymore. It's strange. But I feel lighter. I feel stronger. Besides, I live alone. Who could I be a burden to?
What makes you feel better?
Музыка.
Music. I play the piano when I'm feeling down.
Всегда хотела научиться
It's
играть на
also a
пианино.
signal for the local cats that the food's there, ready for them. That's when they come over. When they hear the piano.
What makes you feel worse?
Мне кажется, вот это меня реально может все раздражать резко.
It's hard to say. It could be anything. Sometimes it could be just little things. The way my hair looks, shoes I can't find, when I run out of milk. I
Oh,
get
dear.
angry with myself for being clumsy, for not being able to cheer up and just get on with things, like everyone else.
Have you imagined your funeral and how people will react to your death?
М.
I
Really
imagined
did.
it often. I hoped people
Ну,
would
правда,
feel
насчет
guilty.
чувств людей я не
But then
знаю.
again, probably no one would come. Mine would be one of those graves covered in weeds and dirt, stuck in the far corner of the cemetery where nobody ever goes. And sad old Susan Ashworth would get forgotten quicker than yesterday's rain. Now, when I think about it, I know that really isn't what I want.
Finally, I'd like you to tell me about Eric.
Eric?
Кто это?
Yes, your
Ah.
husband. I believe this might be important. What can you tell me about your relationship? What had happened between you two?
There's nothing to talk about.
Fine. I suppose you've opened enough for one
Для
day.
одного дня еще что будет?
One more question. This is just a formality, but I have to ask. Are you going to do it again?
Нет.
That's a hard one. I don't know. But hey, I've got it.
Привет, Ника.
The answer is no, I'm not. Thank you very much.
Excellent. We're nearly done here. There's just one more thing I must clear with you. What exactly happened last night?
Well, after I'd met you outside the ward yesterday, I went back to my room and fell asleep. I slept really well, considering what happened earlier. But then someone woke me up. It was the same nurse who was so friendly with me the first night. She said we needed to talk.
Так.
We must go, Susan. You are not safe here.
But
Please, you must follow me. Quickly.
I went after her. The ward seemed very quiet.
Что
It must
это?
have been late at night.
Hurry!
Wait for me. Tell me what's going on here.
Я управляю во сне персонажем. Даже не во сне, а в ее мыслях.
The security guys were gone. She pointed at the corridor and said,
You go first. I'll explain everything in a minute.
Ну, это такой себе флешбэк. Коридор идти.
Susan, if we don't escape now, they're going to hurt you. Please trust me. I know a way out of here. I'll help you escape. Let's go down this corridor. I'll be right behind you.
Это игра, да.
I think I can hear someone coming.
Damn it! We can't go through there. Let's turn back, Susan. I know another way.
Санушка, ты вообще тут осты крутые.
Turn left here. We can use the maintenance lift to get us out of this place.
Ты за зомби играешь. Если бы. Скорее за суицидницу. То есть сейчас я буду играть во флэш... Типа это флешбеки? Так что ли? А потом, окажется, я сижу просто в этого психиатра и рассказываю это всем. Почему я
What are we
устраиваю
doing on the
побег? Это
roof?
флешбека. Я
Liz.
медсестра Лис решила помочь. Это крыша.
What the hell are you doing? And why is there blood on your clothes? Liz,
It's quicker than the stairs. And besides, all the doors are locked anyway. This is the only way out of here. The only escape. Let's both jump. It won't hurt, you'll see.
this is a bad idea. Come down and we'll talk.
I've made up my mind. I need to end this suffering now, besides. I have no one to live for anyway.
Ну
No
тогда
one ever
идет,
listened
боже
to
мой.
me. No one ever cared.
I listened. You're a nice girl. You have your whole life ahead of you.
You listened. Did you really?
Of course I did. You talk a lot, but I've always been a good listener. I liked talking to you.
So do you remember that story then? The one I told you the other night? The one about the woman in A&E?
Я... Прыгай с ней. Вы сказали не больно, ну да. Я сегодня только играла с женщиной с сигаретой. Я не помню, чтобы она про сигарету что-то рассказывала, но ладно, я поверю тебе. Я тебе поверю. А если она умрет, это вообще как, важно, не важно, то есть... Если честно, мне подсказывает, вот мое нутро подсказывает, что это первый вариант. Выхода нет. Сальтуху. Первый выбирай. Я потому что помню, что там было про исчезновение. Рассказывали, что баба, которая замутила с доктором, она забеременела, потом она исчезла, и вот доверься нутру. Первый вариант более подходит. Третий? Вот точно, вот ты Хуман, вот 100%. Про яйцеохранника. Третий правильный? Ну ладно, хорошо.
Yeah. She smoked a cigarette and
Я, честно, я не помню про это.
Okay. You have listened. Maybe you're right. Or maybe it was just a blind guess. But I must jump anyway. I have no choice.
Wait. You stopped
Вот!
and
Зачем я тогда сидел, долго думал? Ответил бы,
Did you
пускай...
not hear what I said? I have no choice.
У тебя
Yes,
есть выбор.
You do. You can choose to come back inside with me, and we'll just forget this like it never happened. Okay?
Do you remember that other thing I told you? I'm sure I told you about my flatmates. Did I tell you what one of them does for a living?
Да, одна работает
bet you don't
медсестрой,
remember
другая
that.
шлюпкой.
She's a stripper.
Yes. Or at least that's what I think she is. You've listened. I just wish other people did.
I'm sure they do. It can't be that bad.
What do you know? Why do you care anyway?
I don't want you to make the same mistake I did.
I thought you of all people knew how it feels. When you're trapped and you can't trust anyone.
Look, I'm sure there must be someone who cares about you.
My colleagues don't care, my family don't care, even my fucking boyfriend never cared. He said he needed to go find himself. Did I tell you when he broke up with me?
Что-то там в день Святого Валентина, в день рождения. В день Святого
On
Валентина.
Valentine's Day.
Yes. Valentine's Day. You and I could have been good friends, you know. You really listened to everything I said after all. I'll be back. When you need help, I'll be there, Susan. But right now, it's time for me to let go.
Если ты не спускаешь, то
No.
какого черта? Рифак, прости. Можешь закрыть гайд. Я не понимаю, ну хорошо, я вспомнила все, что она говорила. Нафига она мне это рассказывала тут? Я логики сейчас не особо...
After that, I went back. I tried telling people about Liz, but they all thought I was crazy again and didn't believe me.
Надо было просто отвечать наугад и все.
And you are absolutely sure you saw Liz jump off this building?
You know, it doesn't matter. I just want to finish this and get some fresh air.
Susan, I know Liz well. She wouldn't do something like that. As a matter
Пригодится
of
еще, ну
fact,
ладно.
I saw her this morning. She's fine. I'd like you to come with me and see her. Say hi. make sure she's alright.
Stop treating me like I'm crazy. Fine, I'll go. I don't even care that much anyway. The door is locked?
Привет, Моля.
I plan ahead, Susan. I had a feeling in my gut, and my
Ты меня
guts
сейчас
never
жахнешь?
I feel like I really got to know you, though. I'm very sorry you've had such a difficult life. I like your green eyes and your sleek cheekbones. You're a clever girl, Susan, but the sadness has poisoned
Привет,
you for
кадет.
too long. There is no coming back from it.
Так,
What
мужик,
it's worth,
ширинку
I
свою
would
держи
let you go
застегнутой.
if it wasn't for Liz.
А лучше бы ты жахнул. Вот отвечаю, лучше бы он жахнул. Не верьте старикам, докторам, они злые.
Where am I?
О, опять этот.
Who are you?
I am the Crow, of course. I will get you out of here. Unless Susan wants to stay. I thought so. There are two doors leading out of this place. One of them will simply take Susan back to where she belongs. But behind the other one, there is a great reward for her.
Боже, какая звучка.
She always wanted. Something she longs for every single day.
Where are those doors? I can't see them.
Just walk back to the right side of the stage. Ideally, the Susan can't miss them.
Это Саурон неверимо. Боже мой, какая звучка. Шляпа какая-то. Я поняла, что эта героиня рехнулась. Ну, такое.
Does Susan like my girls? I knew she would.
Новые туфли. Ну, такие девочки.
Whatever they are, tell them to stop staring.
But they are here to guide Susan. They are the guardians of the doors. They know which door she should enter to get her rewards. But there is one problem.
There's
Okay.
always a problem. I'm not even surprised. Which door should I go through?
I will leave that to Susan's own best judgment. But this might be her only chance to find what she had lost. Waste it. And Susan will never get it back. Susan has one question. And she can only ask one of them. She must use it wisely.
Fine, I can do that. But what's the catch?
It's very simple.
Привет, говорит абсолют.
Cats always tell
У
the
кого новую
truth,
туфлю героиню?
while the other one always lies.
And I'm guessing you can't tell me which is which?
It's something I've forgotten myself a long time ago, Susan. Well, does it really matter?
Очуметь!
It's all Susan needs to find the right door.
Охренеть! Ребят, слушай, давайте без подсказок. Я, может быть, сейчас и накосячу, я не буду это отрицать. Вот, но я не думаю, что эта игра быстро закончится именно на этом моменте. Вот. То, что он всегда хотел... новые туфли, да. Давайте-ка ты... Толкнуть. Как ты со смекалкой? Такое подхрамывает иногда. Что толкнуть?
That'll teach you to stop staring. You horrible, ugly doll.
Так, ладно.
That'll teach you to stop staring. You
Мгм.
horrible, ugly doll.
Смотреть, да нет, тут надо задать вопрос. Блин. А скажите, если я что-то неправильно сделаю, а, то игра закончится, и мне придется заново проходить с места. А давайте, знаете, что сделаем? Сохранимся. На всякий пожарный сохранимся. Сохранимся. Так вот. Сохранить. Посмотри, какие вопросы есть. Так, спросить. Так, какую дверь мне надо зайти? Какая дверь придет меня к моей награде? Какая дверь придет меня в мой мир? Я должна открыть дверь слева, я должна открыть... На какую дверь мне покажет другая кукла? Та кукла лжет. Если я зайду в левую дверь, получу ли я награду? В какую дверь бы ты зашла, чтобы получить награду? В какую дверь мне не надо заходить? В какую дверь мне... Все. Просто делаю... Нет, я 123, да. Но мне награда не нужна, я хочу просто в свой мир. Ну, я сейв сделал, так что, если что, изи загрузим и все. Да? Я считаю, что да. Блин, сыкотно.
Which door will take me back to my world?
Это? Ну чего стоп? Да давайте проверим, боже мой. Один вопрос одной кукле. Только, я могу выбрать одну куклу, я могу задать... Это же дом этой бабы. Эти свечки, это жизни чьи-то. То есть пока они горят, этот человек живет. Смотрите. Привет, ворон. Привет, Ампост. Вторую только свечку. Я сегодня еще с самого начала, когда перепроходил, я поняла это. Сейчас убедилась. Убийца. Опять я. Кажется, смерть здесь преемница.
You treacherous, dirty bastard. I opened my heart to you, and you stabbed me to death in cold blood. You'll pay for this. I swear you will. But this means the old woman was right. I can't die. I'm immortal. I think it's time to find out how very mortal you are, Doctor.
Прочитать. Мое имя Сьюзен Эшворт. Я живу одна в этой старой двухкомнатной квартире и редко выхожу на улицу. И все? Отлично. Железный пруд. Взять. Что тут происходит? Наркомания. Я сейчас буду мстить доктору, смотреть. Еще одна несчастная жертва убийцы. Выглядит, как будто она была мертва уже давно. Это, наверное, та баба Лиз, которую мне рассказывали открыть. Поднять. Хорошо, что я не сидела на нем. Тем не менее, эту деревянную ножку можно использовать. Просто нужно прикрепить к ней лезвие. А как, наверное, смотреть? А! Использовать. Так, а как тогда их соединять? Вот это вот, что-то тут. У меня есть лента. То есть этой лентой я могу перевязать эту деревянную палку и этот штык, пруд. Пока рано? Ок, хорошо, как скажешь. Мыло взять. Нищий станок для крафта. Нет, она не дает юзать. Возможно, это для... Похоже, это место было закрыто долгое время. Однажды, когда это место сменит. Вот покреплены под крутыками. Взять. Лиз. Сказать. Карманы пустые. Вытащить. Надеюсь, ты найдешь. Блин, бедная Лиз. Закрыто. Жестяк вообще. Блин, я не...
I can leave now and forever forget about this place and Dr. X. I have my own problems. I'm not cut out to bring murderers to justice. I've got the key. It's clearly been left here for me to find. Was it Liz who did it? If it really was her, it's clear she would have wanted me to leave. If she'd planned a revenge, surely she would have left me a fucking gun instead.
Блин, я, короче, сейчас
On the
переиграю.
other hand, this man is a serial killer. He murdered a lot of women. He murdered me. He will carry on killing if I don't put a stop to it. And I'm pretty sure none of those brain-dead idiots upstairs will believe my story. Just like when I told them about
Привет,
Liz on the
Октавиан.
roof. They'll never take my word over the doctor's. I'm just a fucked up loser to them.
Привет, Аркасов.
But the screaming, he's got someone in there. His
Мсти, я
next
сейчас буду
victim.
мстить.
It's probably too late to save her, but what if it isn't?
Вообще,
I
если
told
так
the
вот по
old lady
чесноку,
I'm not a killer. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never tasted vengeance before.
мстить вообще нельзя.
Not like this. What if it feels good?
Все, кто
It's
играл,
time
все
to
мстили.
decide. Do I stay and fight? Or leave and carry on with my life like all this never happened?
Вообще, вот если так рассуждать, то мстить все равно нельзя. То есть, какие бы благие бы действия бы я не сделала бы, это все равно убийство. То есть, это все равно грех. То есть, вот при любых раскладах это все равно грех. А этого мужика могут наказать, его можно, может быть, как-нибудь будет подставить, я не знаю, или еще что-то, но не убивать. Потому... То есть я его убью, но я буду такой же, как и он. И чем я буду лучше казаться его? Пропусти часть игры. Привет, Рионикс, потому что я бледная по натуре. У него сейчас... это жертва у него там кричит? Ладно. блин, вот это вот, это очень трудный такой выбор, знаете. И вроде бы мстить охота, потому что кровь закипает, потому что тебя убили, то есть как так? Ну смотри, говорит Абсолют, я могу что-то предпринять, и тогда его поймают, и все. Странно. Ну а без этого никак. То есть это достаточно... Ты уже говоришь, ну это да, кстати, это вообще самый страшный. Ребят, с вашего позволения, я вот прям... Ладно. Разница. Звонишь, потом радишь в картине. Я только сейчас ноги увидела.
You're gonna pay for this, you bastard.
Нет, осматривать я не хочу. О. Мыло поможет? Нет. Вот надо загрузить иначе все части. Ну, болт... Крафт автомат осматриваем. Могут быть предметы, уже не помню точно на каких картинах. Хорошо. Привет, так. Привет, Лавров. Так, ну смотрите. Может быть, из мольберта можно достать? Доктор считает себя художником в какой-то степени. Давайте-ка из Моны Лизы, может быть, достанем. Гайку еще написано. Я вот... Давайте найдем гайку. Жесть. Мне пальцы кусок металла, слов на кольцо. Я бы могла снять свои пальцы, если бы... Но тут нам понадобится мыло. Но мыло очень сухое. Где раковина была в той, там. Вот в этой комнате, вот в этой, по-моему. Да. Включить горячую воду. Все, мокрое мыло, отлично. Режь палец. Чем? Зубами? Серьезные дамы, да, я тут сейчас вообще просто потею. Отлично. Теперь осталось только закрутить эту гайку каким-нибудь инструментом. Куклы головы? Красиво. Прям как в РПГ оружие крафтить, не говорю. Боже мой. А давайте-ка посмотрим мое тело. А, все. Конечно, ключ взять. Бедная женщина. Я сейчас иду, подождите. Привет, палач. Что это за порнат? Ну? Кошатница. Оружие готово. А что мне делать с тем? С палкой для стула. Ну ладно.
I don't need eyes to enjoy your fear. Scream louder, little bitch. Scream your lungs out. Louder, I said.
Даже не говори.
Yes, this is by far my favorite of songs. Would you like me to dance for you? Unlike you, I know all art needs to be appreciated.
Он
Your
вначале говорил, что
scream
он очень любит
is like
искусство.
a poem without words.
Блин, похоже, что ты сделал большую ошибку.
Your body, an instrument. I never thought you had it in you. And yet you make every fiber in my body tremble with excitement. Your body will forever be admired by those like me, who understand the only pure and true form of art.
До
See
встречи
you
в
in
аду.
hell.
Там два оружия можно было скрафтить, а из чего еще можно было его скрафтить? Гарпунь без мерзавца. Надо копье забрать будет. Замолчал по заслугам, надеюсь, он сгорит в аду. Девушка, отвязать. Пилы я не нашла, кукла мне не юзалась.
He would have killed me, like the others. The animal. You gave him what he deserved. Who are you?
Они называют меня кошатницей.
They call me the cat lady. Now get
Типа
out
9
of
жизней.
here. Call the police. I'm going home.
Chapter 3. Yay. Я читаю Пека. Боже мой, что со мной сделала СК2 ТВ? Я читаю Пека, а не река.
Standing by the river, I wonder, do I need a stone? No. My heart is heavy enough. It will drag me down for sure.
Не, ну по-английски-то река, ну... Река написана как Пека. И, короче... На ГГ тоже есть пека. Пойдем в пеке купаться. Ну, супергерой, женщина-кошатница, а я. А давай поставим чайник, а потом ты пойдешь в душ. Мне стоит идти туда, я возьму на сперва должны при... Господи. Позвонить. Давно уже не оплачиваю телефон, и считал, больше не могу. Ну вот. Сначала нужно открыть. О, так светлее. У нее ванная закрывается? Шкаф, посмотреть. Старый шкаф, в котором я храню книги, письма, журналы и бокалы для вина. Уж не помню, когда последний раз их доставала. Я ничего не пила с тех пор, как Эрик. Пианино. Сыграть. Не сейчас. Смотри, с помощью этого старого пианино подзывала кошек. Они приходили, едва слышав мою игру. Увы, никогда с ним не приходили. Пека не сработала? Ванну. Темно, что ли? Ну, сначала я думаю, что так, а потом уже в душ. Молодец. Смыла, молодец. Мрачную квартирку. Ну да, прими душ. Что это? Ого-го. Взять деньги для счетчика. Я думаю, что мы можем и в темноте... Я не могу принимать дождь в темноте, нужно включить свет. Где у нас могут быть деньги лежать? Ну... В сумочке, я считаю. Сохранюсь. Каска? Мишка, ты где? О, сумка, наконец-то обыскать. Черт, других денег у меня не будет, еще по менее мере 2 недели. Какая нюнь. Ну, свечки вообще надо заготавливать в таких случаях. Я представляю, такая прихожу в ЖЭК. Так говорит, причем, ребят, это ночь уже, где уже вечер. Я сейчас пойду в ЖЭК, который не работает. Ну, если бы мы жили бы в России, то у меня бы прям так. Давайте до завтра.
What's this? Bills, 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 and more bills. How can I afford to pay these? I wish I'd never got out of that hospital alive.
Ну ладно. Закинуть в счетчик возле квартиры. В какой стране проходит действие? Ну, Америка, скорее всего. Испугался своего крика. Ну, так и должно было быть. Синяя шкала растет, когда Сьюзен счастлива и удовлетворена. Когда шкала заполняется, она сможет отдохнуть и расслабиться. Ей! Пойдемте быстрее принимай душ, пока свет не выключили. А потом мы выпьем чашку кофе, покурим. И вообще будет все хорошо. Женщина. Он прям все кидает денег. Ну, видишь, когда. На пару дней хватит.
Standing by the river, I smile. Will I miss it all? No. I'll be glad to leave it behind and never come back.
Подождите, давайте свет выключим. Я боюсь деньги уже тратить. Ну, мало ли. В чайнике нет воды. Налить. О, симулятор кухни. Кстати, кухня ничего такая. Я не пью черный кофе. Открыть. Что у нас тут есть? Взять коробок спичек. Это, кстати, надо взять. Коробок спичек надо взять обязательно. Использовать сухое молоко.
Now it's a perfect mug of coffee.
Мы
I
возьмем
don't need
что.
it right now.
Не нужно? Ну ладно. Я бы штопор взяла. Есть чизбургер. Давайте кофе с молоком. Чизбургер. Мне, кстати, жгут... Нет, жгут не сейчас. Готовый борщ. Что зря. Ты видел холодильник? Ребята, вы такие вот все, это одна... Почему борщ? Вот, то есть больше супов нету или что вот это вот? Имхо. Поставить на 60 секунд хватит. Пойдем. Ну-ка, выйти. Давай выключим свет. Экономить будем.
It's this damn bird again. Go away! Shoo!
А, хорошо. Так, ладно. Отстань, ворона. Давай пить кофе. Устойчивая ассоциативная связь с женщинами. Ну, вкус великолепный. Почему лучше сигареты? Вызвать от нее волейбольный мяч использовать. Сейчас. А, ну, изи. Кошки же. Не сейчас? Ребята, если я вам скажу, что помимо борща есть еще другие супы. А если мы сейчас ей дадим гамбургер? Съешь. Пугало и сушилки, кстати, тоже вариант. Сейчас. Ну, чего-то не хватает. Одежды. Пошли одежду возьмем. Открыть. Посмотреть. Просто одежду обувь. Вот, привет, я вожу. Свободную спальню. Воу. Зараз так не хотел, чтобы он просто сейчас не остался. О, блин. Короче, он еще в депрессию впадет. Рубашка взять. Можно приготовить пряно-сливочный суп, можно приготовить харчо, можно приготовить куриный суп, можно приготовить что еще? Еще чего-то не хватает. Да. Так, вот.
That's right. And don't ever come back, you horrible creature. Miss Scarecrow here is going to guard this home from the likes of you.
Сигареты курить.
I'm back in my old life. But how can I restore what's been broken for years? So far, nothing seems to go right. Every little thing is against me. Maybe it's my destiny to lose after all. And now those parasites. Like if it wasn't enough. But I killed Dr. X. And I saved somebody's life. That felt good. It's getting late. I should summon the cats now. I want to see them tonight.
Ну, даже если она работает официанткой. Смотри. У нее же есть выходные, то есть, получается, она не каждый раз работает. Получается, она что, 2 дня голодает, если она работает 2 через 2?
Standing by the river, I close my eyes. One jump, and I'm there.
Мы уже переместились. Офигеть. Ага. Ну,
No.
голодным, да?
Someone jumped after me. He will never be my friend.
Блин, так хочу Beyond Two Souls сыграть. Ну, только для тройки идет у меня.
Come inside, my darlings. I've missed you. Who's that? Teacup. I bet you thought you'd never see me again. Well, make yourselves at home. Dinner is ready to be served. Come on, everybody. Gather around. It's time for dinner.
Блин, это так мило. Это
You never eat my food, Teacup. Already had your dinner, have you? No, I get it. I know. You're a good friend. The best friend I have, really. The only friend in the whole fucking world. You come over to keep me company and want nothing in return. I appreciate it. You should know. If you could know what I've been through lately. I've been to hell and back, my boy. But I'm here now. In my flat. Alive. And it's still the same mess that it's always been. I'm not sure how to deal with all this anymore. Don't know if I can.
Привет, Милана.
I wish I could be like you. At peace with the world. Always smiling. Someone's at the door. But who could it be so late at night?
Are you out of your mind? Do you know what time it is? We've all had it with you and your bloody cats.
Дедушка Ленин. Он жив. Он вечно молодой. А я соски проколол 2 или 1? И колечко у тебя там или такое полукольцо? Точнее, подкова. И я поздравляю тебя с этим смелым шагом. Как тебе футболочки не натирают?
I suggest you change your tone right now.
Don't tell me about my tone. I'll have any tone I like. If it's alright for you to play the fucking piano in the middle of the night, then I can bloody raise my voice if I want to. You think you own this place? You think any of us here care about your stinking cats? They are a bloody nuisance.
Дерзи усатому. Палки? Лоу. Дерзи усатому. Да пошел.
Get lost, you
разговаривает
bald,
как...
ugly man. I'm done talking to you.
What? How dare you?
Да закрой
This
дверь,
is
да и
going
всё.
to stop, one way or the other, you crazy cat lady. If this happens again, you'll see pest control stepping in, and it won't be pretty. Hell, I'll poison your fucking cats myself if I have to.
Point that finger at me again, and I will break it.
Хорош.
I'm done talking to you. Go fuck yourself.
Я сейчас, ребят. Я сейчас. Сори. Я... Я сейчас 18+ поставлю. А то как-то... Все, я поставила 18+. Я извиняюсь. Я даже не думала, что вообще такое будет. Я даже не представляла. Привет, Наруто. Боже мой. Блин, у нас все очень плохо. Я вспомнила про ситуацию с соседями, когда громко музыку слушала. Ребят, мне кажется, мы сейчас бросимся с балкона. Да? Привет, Рипли. Пожалуйста, только не прыгай, прошу тебя. Ты сильная женщина, сильная, независимая женщина. Я 18+ поставила даже. Да ничего, я просто слушала громкую музыку, они ко мне приходили и жаловались. А я их посылала. Я, кстати, не управляю, если вы их не знаете.
Standing by the river, I'm thinking, will I jump again?
Еще та наркомания. Я сейчас вообще сижу, у меня шок.
Behind the closed doors,
Пообщалась с соседями,
I have
называется.
fallen in love with the razor.
Полицию звали? Нет. Трэш! Ты такой трэш. Поле для Сьюзан. Блин, ну, да, можно понять, там, ее муж либо ушел, либо погиб. Да, ее можно понять, что это депрессия, да, жестко, да, больно, да, но не до такой же степени. Этот контроль по животным. Это для Сьюзан. Нет, там, по-моему, не муж повесился. Ты такой слоупок, такой достаточно. Я же года 3, наверное, играю в StarCraft. Привет, Вань. Нет, не прыгнула. Но в реку, скорее всего, она сиганула, не знаю. Ее муж, по-моему, не помню, как погиб, но вначале показывался, если ты про дом ведьмы, то там показывался вообще левый чувак. Ты как раз StarCraft был дело. Да все играли в StarCraft. Да нет, тут 17+, потому что она таким матом хорошим. Привет, кусок автобуса. Кажется, наш труп тащит. Это дом ведьмы? Ой, это высоко.
I've slept all night and most of the day. Why am I still feeling tired?
Потому что очень много проспала женщина.
Someone's at the door. I really hope it's not him again.
Обычно, когда много спишь, чувствую себя разбитой, а не отдохнувшей. Ты не играл в СК? Ну, не играл, так не играл. Чё за Марлин Мэнсон? А, это
Hello, Miss
баба.
Ashworth. How are you? Are you feeling better?
Обычно, когда много... Не знаю, у меня, наоборот, когда очень много сплю, там, часов 14, то я же потом просыпаюсь, и мне ничего не надо. Ну, кусок автобуса, ты работала, если когда ты ничего не делала, спала очень много. Вот вообще, сон больше 10 часов вреден.
Do I know you?
Of course. You don't remember me.
Это Лиз?
My name is Mitzi Hunt.
Кто такая Митси Хан?
We met a few days ago. You were out cold at the time. Those pills you had were real good.
Это типа моя дочь?
Probably had one too many, mind you.
Что-то во второй вопрос вообще не в кассу. У меня рекрутация 1 час, до этого 3 дня надо быть. А, ну если так, то это нормально.
So it's you. I had a feeling you'd turn up sooner or later.
It is me, indeed. A girl who got in the way and fucked everything up. I'll understand if you're angry at me. It wouldn't surprise me if you blame me for calling the ambulance and saving your life, but I had other reasons for it too. Personal reasons. It's important. It's important. That's why I came here the other night. To talk to you.
Много еще более сильные таблетки.
Why would you want to talk to me? It makes no sense.
I saw the ad you put in the paper. It seems you have a room to rent.
They still print that? It was months ago. Nobody ever called. I forgot all about it. I gave up on it, actually.
Well, I'd like to be your lodger, Miss Ashworth.
But
You've got the room and I've got the money. Won't that work for both of us? I'm very tidy. I don't make much noise, and I promise not to spend too long in the bathroom in the morning.
I don't really...
I read your suicide note, you know. I'm sorry, but I did. I understand that you like your loneliness. You stray from people. I get it. But I won't get in the way. I promise I will give you your space. You won't even know that I'm here half the time. What do you think? Do we have a deal?
Да, конечно.
Well, I guess I could do with some extra money, but...
Great. Can I come in?
How did you get in that night? I'm sure I locked the door.
Well... Okay, I'll tell you. You won't like it probably, but I'll tell you. I picked the lock.
You did what?
Look, I know it sounds like I'm some sort of criminal, but believe me, I'm not. My dad was a master locksmith. He knew everything there was to know about locks. He taught me some of that stuff too.
Ну, отлично.
I've got this little box. I always carry it with me.
Привет,
There are a
Хома.
few types of lockpicks in it. They're very expensive. Custom made. It's now the only thing that reminds me of you.
Это все прекрасно. А при чем тут двери этой
I
бабы?
see. But you know, it does sound like your father was really a burglar, not a locksmith.
It's not important anymore.
I guess it isn't. But what gave you an idea that you can pick the lock on my front door and just barge in uninvited?
I heard the cats. They were going crazy. It was like if all hell broke loose inside. The noise they made, it was incredible. Like ghosts howling. Then for a while, it turned into an almost human cry. Well, anyway, I kept banging on the door, but you were already asleep. In a coma or whatever. So I pulled out a sea rake and got the door open. You could say I had a hunch.
Да, видел кусок автобуса. Тачу, это так себе. Но фотку не
I
понравилась.
had a hunch that something was very wrong. And I made no mistake, did I?
You said you were my daughter at the hospital. You're a little liar, aren't you? How can I trust you? How should I know you won't slit my throat when I sleep?
Jesus, what's wrong with you? Slit your throat? Are you always so suspicious of people? If I wanted to do such a thing, I would never have bothered saving you, would I? Just think about it for a second. I was trying to avoid all the stupid questions. I didn't know what else to say. That seemed like an easy option at the time. Otherwise, they wouldn't have let me come in the ambulance with you. And I wanted to see if you've made it.
Well, I died in that hospital, if you must know.
Oh.
But not for long enough. It seems I must have been too attached to this shitty life I lead, and must suffer some more before I can rest.
Jesus, Miss Ashworth. Why all this negativity? What in the world has made you think this way? Clearly the only thing you suffer is some nasty depression. Not that it's any of my business. But have you tried talking about it to a doctor?
Yes, I have.
Did it help?
Nope.
Not at first, but yeah, it did. This spare room I have is pretty bad, you should know.
I'm not fussy. It's not for long anyway. Just a few weeks, maybe. Anything is better than what I've got at the moment.
Which is?
I slept at the train station last night. There's a guy there who talks to rats. You should see him.
Wait, can you even afford rent for the room?
Sure. I'll pay you for 2 months in advance. Money's not an issue.
Why not go to a hotel then?
I hate hotels.
More than train stations. With homeless weirdos and rats.
Robbie? Oh no, he's cool. He's alright. And he kept the rats away.
Why do you want this room so much? Let's face it, this flat's falling apart. It's cold, it's dark, it's a bit mouldy. This is the old part of town where nothing ever happens. It's far from the city centre, and there are only 2 buses going through here, and that's if you're lucky. And I'm known around here as a fucked up, wicked cat lady. They'd burn me at the stake if they could. They'd put me in a bag and drown me in the river like a litter of kittens. I'm not exactly great company for a young girl like yourself.
Who are they?
People. Just people.
I don't give a fuck about people, Miss Ashworth. But I do like cats. Do you think they'll smell the rats on me?
Короче, что-то тут нечисто. Причем она такой чистит эту комнату. Вот.
I'm sure you'll change your mind when you see it.
I'd love to see it. And I'm sure it isn't as bad as you picture it.
The window is stuck, and it doesn't shut properly.
It's alright. I like fresh air.
There's clutter everywhere.
I'll tidy up.
It's got a funny smell.
I'll burn some joss sticks to cover it up. I love joss sticks.
Fine. I give up. Follow me. You can see it for yourself, if you're so stubborn.
This room is perfect.
Really? What about all this clutter?
I'll move some stuff to the side if that's okay with you. But most of it I can use. All I really need is a bed to sleep and a roof over my head to cover me from that rain. And a power outlet so I can charge my laptop. Oh, and somewhere to watch too. You got a shower, right? I'm dying for a shower.
You mentioned some personal reasons for staying here.
Yes.
Правильно захвал.
It's a long story, though. I don't really want to bore you with all that
Да не,
personal crap.
рассказывай.
Okay. In that case, could you give me the short version?
All right.
Я жахала с твоим мужем.
Looking for someone. I don't really know this person, but it's a friend of a friend. I only ever talk to this guy online, so I don't know what he looks like. I love this lamp. Does it work? What was I talking about? Oh, yes. I don't know what he looks like, but I know my way around computers. I managed to track him down. Turns out he lives here, in this building somewhere. What I don't know is which flat he lives in. There are 8 flats here altogether. He's in one of them, and I must just figure out which one. It shouldn't be too hard.
What do you want from this person?
I just want to talk to him. He's done something really bad. Something horrible.
Мне
I
тоже
need to
так
talk to
кажется.
him to get closure, you know?
Just talk. Are you sure?
Yep. I want to meet face to face with him.
Мой сосед как раз. Хочешь с ним встретиться?
Is there anyone I can contact? For references?
Well, I've never really rented a room before, so not really. I've lived with my mum all my life. Till recently, that is.
I could give her a call.
Oh, that would be a perfect spot for my post out there. Yeah, sure, that'll be okay.
You're not in some kind of trouble, are you?
Do I really look like some kind of serial murderer to you, Miss Ashworth?
I don't know. What do serial murderers look like anyway?
A scar across the face, an eye patch, rough stubble. Those sort of things, I guess.
That's a pirate you've just described. Just add a wooden peg leg and we've got a full picture. But who knows? I'm no expert on murderers. Not yet, anyway.
Загноби по поводу ее внешнего вида вопросами про Эмму.
Are you a
Остался.
part of that emo subculture?
Please don't
2007
say that
год,
word
вернись.
ever again. No, this is just how I dress. I grew up listening to real rock and roll, not that crap. I'd hate to be a part of that generic bandwagon.
Okay. Clearly a sensitive subject for you.
You know, people seem to think that just because someone dresses in black, they're cool or emo. You can't generalize like that. It's more complicated.
I dress in black too.
Of course. That's because black is the best color.
Я согласна, черный
Period.
лучший цвет.
You know, you've been asking me all these questions and I never had a chance to ask about how you're feeling. I mean, you've just gone through a terrible experience. You barely survived. I suppose I might be out of line to ask you this, but I'm really curious as to why you tried to kill yourself. What made you do that? What did you feel?
Long story. Won't bore you with this personal crap.
Ha ha ha. Right back at me, I guess. I did give you a short version, though.
Yes, but somehow I can't help the feeling that you've omitted a few important facts.
Привет, Медас.
Just some details. Anyway, I suppose your story is the kind that can't be shortened. Still, if you feel like talking about it sometimes, I'd love to listen.
I'll bear that in mind, Mitzi. Let's go back to the living room.
Что так расслабился? Да я тоже
Room's great.
расслабляюсь.
So what do you say, Miss Ashworth? I hope you're not going to change your mind about this. Miss Ashworth? What happened? Are you alright?
Она, помнит, говорила, что типа они будут моими такими друзьяшками, тут-ры-ры-ры.
Go away! You have to go away right now.
But why?
Пошла.
Miss Ashworth, what's wrong?
Just stay away from me.
What?
Are you deaf? Did I not make myself clear? This is not a good place for you.
Where am I gonna go? It's late and it's pouring down with rain.
I don't give a damn where you go. You can go back to the bloody train station for all I care. Anywhere. Anywhere but here. You're not safe here. You should leave. Now.
Please, Miss Ashworth, I'd really like to stay. Don't throw me out now.
Там появилась та старуха.
Stay. You can't.
Queen
If you
Margaret.
don't go, something terrible's gonna happen to you. Please, just leave me alone. I was perfectly happy before you came. I have my cats. I knew you were one of them. I knew it.
What are you talking
Он
about?
типа тот паразит, которого надо
Just
убить.
try to relax. Everything's okay.
Старуху
But why
убивать нет.
you?
Она типа,
Why would
видимо,
you want to do
показывает.
this to me? You have no reason.
Calm down. I'm not gonna do anything to you, alright? I just want to rent a room. Nothing else. I promise. Damn, I even swear. I won't cause you any trouble. Okay? Just take a deep breath. Please explain to me what's happened. I'm a little confused here.
Then maybe. Oh, no. 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 You're going to die.
I know. Yeah. I know. How did you know, Miss Ashworth? Are you some sort of a psychic? Do you possess some kind of supernatural mind-reading abilities?
Yes, Luke.
Or is it just so fucking obvious?
What do you mean? I don't know how you're going to die, but call it a hunch if you like.
It's cool. A hunch. Well, I do. I know exactly. It's how it started, as a matter of fact. Do you want to see? I'll show you. Here, Miss Ashworth. Take a good look, because I'm not going to do it again.
Рак? Не рак. Наверное, последняя стадия. Ну, либо... Я, правда, не знаю, там первичное инфицирование как. Что за БДСМ-комната?
It's time to wake up, my little pussycat. What's the matter, sleepyhead? Had a bad dream? Do you want me to give you a cuddle and a kiss? Take the
Ну,
nightmares
химиотерапия,
away?
но...
What's
Почему
the
химиотерапия?
matter?
Потому что рак,
Cat
логично.
got your tongue?
Болезнь это рак, а не химиотерапия.
Well, don't you worry, my sweetest. I know a thing or two about pussycats. I can help. What do you say? Shall I take a good look at this pussy of yours?
Хочешь проверить мою киску? Так, сейчас минутку, ребят. Хочу кое-что проверить. А парень выглядит дружелюбным. Черт. Давайте вот
You're a
это.
dead man. You just don't know it yet. I'll cut your throat open and watch you bleed to death. I'll feed your body to the crows. Oh, you're gonna regret this, pal.
What's going on in there? Who's this? Did you play with this little bitch behind my back?
Трехколесный
Because
велосипед.
if you did, I swear to God.
Me? I'd never do that. You know me, honey. You're the only girl for me. This lady here will join us for dinner. That's all.
For what? Take the goddamn mask off when you talk to me. You know damn well I can't stand it. And make sure you put it back in the van so you don't fucking lose it again.
Okay, okay. I was just saying, she's here for dinner.
Good. Dinner. I'm starving. And I'm sick to death of them bloody cats. You nasty little whore. Trying to seduce my husband in my own home? How bloody rude.
Я еще и виновата. Сейчас подождите, ребят.
Who the fuck are you?
Shut up, you stupid bitch! I know what you're up to. You kept staring at him with these big green eyes. You want him, don't you? You think you can take him from me? Well, I've got just the thing. I always keep this bottle handy. It's bleach, the strongest you can get. You give me no choice. I can't risk losing him. I have to make sure he won't be attracted to you anymore. You won't need these eyes and this face much longer anyway.
А по каким тегам такое искать?
No one will do it right if you don't do it yourself.
Что даже криков не было о том, что щипит. Диалоги по-тарантиновски. Ну да. Жалко, что здесь фак употребляется меньше, чем в его фильмах. Боже мой. Привет, Мадаш. А, я теперь кошку управляю. Сейчас, подождите, ребят. Вопросы с ужином. А, доставка пиццы задержится. Ну, кстати, муж предложил пиццу заказать, но я отказываюсь. Привет, Механикус. Теперь кошка будет жрать ее лицо или что? Закажи ролл. Не хочу ролл заказывать. У нас есть? Да. Что с лицом? Ее облили этим химикатом. Отбеливателем каким-то жестким. Боже мой, такой графон кошки.
Hey there, gorgeous. I see my old lady brought the bleach again. What a shame. I really liked your eyes. It could have been a start of something very exciting for us, if you know what I mean. She does that every single time. What do they call it? Trust issues. That's it.
Ребята, есть у нас на ужин все что угодно.
Never mind.
Ничего заказывать
Plenty
не
more
будем.
fish in the sea. I'm not too fussy, but even I have some standards. Ain't gonna touch a bird like you, I gotta be honest, girl. You look like shit. But
В смысле,
I
как я
wouldn't
догадалась,
want
она
you to
сама
think
говорила.
I'm not a kind man. Plenty of time until dinner, and you're in pain, so I've brought something to end your suffering. Think of it as an option.
Привет, Вич.
I've got this gun here. It's one of my favourites. There's just one bullet in the chamber. Large caliber. You'd be long dead before you'd feel any pain. Sounds good, doesn't it? I mean, it's just an idea, you know, no pressure.
Даже в игре меня зафрендзонили.
Ah, of course. You can't see it. That bleach turns your eyes to nothing but jelly.
Револьвер.
So I'll just leave it for you here.
Да, оставь его здесь, да.
Feel free to use it. That bullet's meant for you anyway. I'd better go now. We won't want to get caught red-handed again, would we? You naughty minx. What was that? You can't reach it? Well, what did you expect?
Ногой подвинь, не
Life's a
кисы.
real fucker sometimes.
Я что-то придумаю, как это подвинуть. Киса, давай нам. Нет, 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 киса. Тихо. Боже мой, это движение кошки. Это нечто. Ключ. Глотнуть. Какой весельчак. Пришел домой, достал оружие, начищен. Или как там игры, я забыл даже. Кисы выстрелит. Который автомат. Я так понимаю, что он не должен меня спалить. Так, давайте-ка сейв сделаем. Эксплит, ну это вообще как-то логично, если что. Угу, вот видите? Угу. Привет, Зонка. Так. Блин, а что же тогда киски будет? Ага, все, то есть пока он там наклонялся, надо было сделать все. Такой сегодня красавчик, я же горжусь собой. Беги, Китти Кэт, беги. Как бы мне теперь спуститься бы? Ага. Графа
What? Who's this? My eyes. I can't see a thing. That bitch. A key? Who are you? Say something. Anything. I should be able to unlock the handcuffs now.
Отлично.
No! No, no, no! I dropped it. Where is it? Where the hell is it?
Это будет очень весело.
I've got it.
Нет, выстреливать себя не хочу. Так подняли, все хорошо уже. Ну, Валера, на самом деле. Так, ладно. Я отсюда не могу уйти. А реально, да, придется себя стрелять. Блин.
I'm sorry, Mitzi. I have to break my promise.
Heavy Rain? Да не, мне кажется, Heavy Rain тут... Так, кинцо. You are dead. Отлично. Не то, что ты из клана Маклауна. Респаунись. Ну, отлично, кстати, идея. Мы на фильм ходили?
Hope you don't mind creepy posters.
It's your room. You can do what you like with it. But I definitely prefer this to fairies, rainbows, and pink unicorns. Did you make these?
No. My boyfriend made them. Some of them, anyway. So, Miss Ashworth, I happen to have a bottle of wine in my bag. I was going to leave it to Robert, but I forgot all about it.
Robert?
The guy with the rats?
Oh, yes. Of course.
So, shall we have a drink, then? We could get to know each other a bit more. I know, I promised I won't get in the way. And, I mean, you don't have to if you don't feel like it. But since we're going to live together for a little while, it won't hurt if we talk to each other, will it?
Твич, это за Кэт Леди, ты что? Ах.
Yeah, that's okay, I guess.
Great. I'll bring the wine.
Ей, сейчас будем пить.
It's one of those bottles with a cork. Have you got a bottle opener, Miss Ashworth?
In the kitchen. I'll go get it, shall I?
Yes, please. And while you're there, could you get a couple of glasses too?
Да из горла будем пить, чтобы бокалы. Где бы мне взять пару бокалов? Чужие? Уже время? Ну, сейчас, подождите. Я все равно сегодня уже чуть-чуть подольше буду играть, поэтому все окей. Не, она сейчас себе вены штопором вскроет. Бокалов нет, сорки.
Have you found that corkscrew yet? We also need some wine glasses.
Но бокалов нету, ну ядрить. Женщина. Я не поняла, кто застрелился. Я застрелилась. Взять уже. Точно. Я забыла, что здесь же есть шкаф.
Have you found that corkscrew yet? You also need some wine glasses.
I found some wine glasses.
Great. Now all we need is a corkscrew.
Господи, это такой этот...
There you go. Let's get that bottle open.
All right. That's all we need. Oh, and Miss Ashworth, I really must say this before we start.
Yeah?
I promise I won't cut your throat when you're asleep.
Very funny, Mitzi.
Я бы с таким человеком
No,
уже не
I
стала
mean
бы
it.
пить.
That's fine. But just so you know, I always sleep with my eyes open.
Как снайперы? О.
How are you planning to find this guy?
I don't know yet. A bit of detective work, perhaps.
Я бы не смелилась так пить
It
вино
shouldn't be
на
that
балконе.
hard, really. There are only 8 apartments here. One is yours. That leaves us with 7. I was hoping that you could give me a hand, actually. You know some of your neighbors, don't you?
Not many. I never really cared about them. They changed over the years, too. You probably also figured by now that this is not the sort of place where new neighbors are greeted with a freshly baked cake. You see a new face, you give them a blank stare as you pass them in the hall, and you forget about them a minute later.
That bad, eh?
Well, there's that bald guy who lives above me in flat 5. He came here recently to shout in my face. He's a nasty piece of work, but I really don't think he's the person you're looking for.
What does he do for a living?
I think he's a train driver.
I can't imagine somehow that my guy would be a train driver. Okay, that's good. Leaves us with just 6.
Как можно так вот судить по
Anyone else you
человеку?
know?
I'd have to think.
You know, maybe not tonight. Let's just talk about something else, okay? I have plenty of time. There's no need to rush this. Maybe tomorrow we could sit down together and make a plan. I could draw a simple map of the building, and with your help, mark down who lives where.
Sounds good to me, Mitzi. Oh, it's not raining anymore.
Oh well, I don't mind rain. Sometimes I even like it. But according to weather forecast, there's a nasty fog coming. Now that I'm actually scared of. I got lost in a fog once, when I was just 9 or 10. I remember I sat under a tree crying, thinking some monster would appear right in front of me and drag me away.
But now that you're a big girl, you know there are no monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? How do you know?
The only monsters are us. Murderers, rapists, arsonists. They're the real beasts. So far from humanity, they're no longer capable of feeling compassion or guilt. They're the ones we should really be afraid of. But whether they're lurking in the woods or fog or the darkness of our cellars, it's all irrelevant. You can't predict what happens. You can't do anything to stop it. There is only one way.
Блин,
You turn
не
into
хочу
a beast
заканчивать так.
yourself. And like them, you show no mercy.
Whoa! Where did that come from, Miss Ashworth?
I just don't like murderers. They're nothing but parasites. So, the big C. Want to talk about it?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really want to tell you about it like that. I put you in a very difficult position, I know. It's just that I was really desperate to get this room. I hope you can understand. This is the last and most important thing I must do before my time is up.
It's fine. You seem alright. It's just... I find it hard to trust people these days. Maybe it's time I opened my eyes to see others have problems too. Some, like yourself, even bigger than mine. What kind of cancer is it? Do you mind me asking?
Brain tumor. Her name is glioblastoma.
Haha.
Жесть.
Yep, they're all girls, the way I imagine it. Just look at their names. Lymphoma, melanoma, myeloma, leukemia, sarcoma. Each of them a fucking goddess of death. Beautiful and ruthless.
You might just be right about that, Mitzi.
Ну, насчет
I used to be a
красиво я это не
nurse.
сказал.
I know a few things about cancer. And I know glioblastoma. She's a real bitch.
Yeah, and yet she gets to be the prom queen before night ends, while I disappear down the back exit.
How long?
They said I had a year. But that was 6 months ago, so... yeah. Not awfully long.
Is there anything...
They've tried.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So am I.
Мы только вчера с
You wanna
вами
talk about
разговаривали
something
про
else?
рак. Двич, ну ты просто смотришь не сначала, и поэтому вообще не въезжаешь в сюжет.
You mentioned a boyfriend. Tell me something about him.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about him. His name's Jack. He's dead.
Oh.
Miss Ashworth, are you sure you want to listen about my miserable life? I don't want to bring you down. These aren't happy stories.
And I'm not a happy stories kind of person. I'm sure you've noticed by now.
I guess so.
Блин, вот я сижу, читаю, знаете, вот я, может, даже
Anyway, I
ничего не
suppose I
говорит.
would have
Вот.
had to tell you about Jack sooner or later. After all, he is the main reason I'm here. I just don't know where to start.
Tell me how you two met.
Oh, we knew each other for like forever. We grew up on the same street. It's funny how we seem to be made for each other. Perfect match. I always knew he was the guy for me, and I'm sure he never doubted that either. Jack was absolutely crazy about me. We thought one day we would marry, have children, be happy.
О, все так мило.
I never had many friends because I had Jack. I didn't need anybody else.
Прям как у нас.
You know, if there's one thing I'm really grateful for in my life, it's that I got to experience this pure,
Привет, это уже на русском
perfect
продал.
love. Some people go through a lifetime without knowing how it feels. I guess I've been very lucky. But all luck runs out sometimes.
How did he die? How did he die?
I'll get to that, Miss Ashworth. Let me just tell you more about him first, so you could understand what happened.
Ну, хорошо.
Jack made those pictures on your wall. Was he an artist?
He always liked all kinds of morbid stuff, whether it was music, movies, paintings. So do I, really. We had that in common, amongst other things. People say it's depressing to listen to sad songs or watch sad films, but I never felt that way.
And yet, you are scared of fog?
Oh, that's different. I might be scared of fog, but I like spiders. They're beautiful.
You must be out of your mind, Mitzi.
No, honestly, there's a certain indescribable beauty in sadness. Just like there's beauty in the grey and ugly winter morning when you look past the obvious and notice what others can't see.
You must love my apartment then. It's like Ugly took a vacation here and never went home again. How did he take the news about your cancer?
He thought I was joking at first. He laughed.
Значит, это было недавно он умер. Может, он
He got
того.
really angry. I swore to him I was serious, but he still wouldn't believe me. We had a big fight that night. It was our first and only fight. It was awful. He smashed some stuff. His guitar, of all things, was the worst. He loved that guitar. Why did he break it? He was absolutely furious. He walked out on me that night, and when he came back the next day, he was different. Begged me to try surgery and chemotherapy. I didn't really want those things, but I did the chemo for him. It didn't help. It just made me feel sick all the time. I felt trapped in this strange place where nothing that happened around me seemed real. Maybe that's why I didn't see what my cancer was doing to Jack, and it was destroying him as well. He changed. He became obsessed with death. It seemed death was all he ever thought about, even though it was me, not him, who was supposed to die.
How did he die? How did Jack die?
It was so distant to the last few weeks before he died. What I didn't know was that he kept looking for something. I don't think he even knew what exactly. But it eventually found him. Or rather, he found him. There are those forums online, you know, about all sorts of stuff. Fishing, computer games, horses, gambling, addictions. Everything, really. Accidentally, Jack stumbled upon one about suicide. There's a guy there. Calls himself the Eye of Adam. He's a fucking god on that forum. It's like a failed suicide club. People mostly try to help each other and offer support. Sometimes it just helps to know there are others like you. To listen to their stories and how they cope with their lives. But the Eye of Adam is an advocate of death. He dwells on human weakness. His job is to plant an idea, to give them a reason to die and tell them how to do it, once and for good. Jack took the bait. Before he knew, he was completely brainwashed. One day he sat down with me and tried to explain his perfect solution. It was the Romeo and Juliet kind of scenario. We were both to die together in each other's arms. It was supposed to be a quick and foolproof death. There was no chance we would have been saved, all thanks to the Eye of Adam, who created a tool for perfect suicide. He told me it was very simple. All we needed were 2 easily accessible household chemicals, which combined together create a gas called hydrogen sulfide that kills you within a couple of minutes. I told him he was fucking nuts, of course, but he just wouldn't give up. He reasoned with me, then he begged, and eventually just kept screaming at me. I figured it was his crazy idea of a modern romance, but it was downright tacky and just wrong. Finally, he said he would get everything ready and wait for me in our special place at dawn, 5 in the morning. Don't be late. Those were his last words he said to me. Then he stormed out. I cried for hours, thinking I didn't deserve all that from the person I loved most in the whole world. A few times I even tried to persuade myself that maybe he was right and I should do it. I just couldn't.
Жесть.
I eventually fell asleep. I didn't plan it. My head was killing me. I was so tired. I woke up suddenly. I could see the sun rising out my window. It was nearly 5. In utter panic, I threw myself off the bed and ran out the door. I needed to stop him. I needed to get there before it was too late. But right there in my bedroom, before I even left,
Привет, кусок.
I already knew it was. When I arrived at our special place, it was already bright. We used to go there in the past, drink wine, sometimes smoke weed and listen to Pink Floyd, sometimes make love in Jack's car. There wasn't really anything special about that old parking lot. But to us there was. It was completely abandoned. It was quiet. It was safe. After that day, I've never gone there again.
Так, ребят, давайте, наверное, этой грустной ноте и закончим с вами. А сейчас уже будут Alien Isolation. Вот, и